What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. This is the morning mastermind call. And
So I can't
today's,
actually hear you now, Chris.
oh, you can't?
That might be me though.
I think,
Yeah, that's me.
oh, it's you. Okay. So, guys, this is the morning mastermind call. I'm going to start off the call with 7 trends that I've noticed most top resellers use. I'll just get straight into it. And then we're going to have a live conversation and go over goals, action plans, schedules, stuff like that. So, the 7 things that I've noticed most top resellers use is the first one is that they're all average people. Usually they're not inheriting a bunch of money or some kind of unfair advantage, or just a regular person who sells in 1 to 4 niches, usually not more than that. So just a few different things they sell in. A lot of them use paid traffic. So this is called like pay per click, or they're using ads to bring people to their item. None of them do that for one-off items. So if you sell one-off items, not worth it to spend the 2 months to figure out how ads work to your item. You want to have something replenishable. Usually the item solves a problem, like hair, makeup, hair dryer, something that people use every day. That's a very common thing. Like if you guys are looking for something that went viral, it was like the handle for the Yeti mug. So there's a lot of mugs like this one from Reezy Resell. Shout out to Reezy. There's no handle, right? So there's a kid, like a 16-year-old kid, who made a handle for it, and he made $100,000 like his first month. But that was after spending 18 months making it, designing it, and he had decided this is a niche that will be around for a long time because plastic was making people sick. Everyone's switching over to these metal insulated things, and some people like a handle. So it was a lot of research, but it solves a problem. And the problem is no handle. Also, another problem that's kind of obvious with these is they don't fit in cup holders, right? So people are going to take them in their car. If you figured that out, somebody would buy that. Okay. Next thing is usually they solve a problem for a business. So I started selling batteries just to test because there are batteries at my Dollar Tree. And I was trying every single combination of them, packs of 4, 5, 10, double A batteries with whatever, mixing them all up. And the thing that sold the best for me was packs of 60. Okay, so that's not an who is buying 60 batteries for personal use? That's ridiculous. Got to be a business, right? And the reason why 60 is because 60 was what would fit in a medium flat rate box. I've since moved away from that because I don't think you're allowed to ship that many batteries. I don't understand the rules. I was just testing the market, and the way I was doing it was how many fit for first class, how many fit in the padded. I was trying to figure out the optimal version, but a lot of these people who crush it sell items that solve problems for businesses. Okay, the next is replenishable. And then the last tip is sometimes they're custom bundles of regular items. Like you'd be surprised how many shampoo, conditioner combinations there are. Shampoo, conditioner, hand lotion, shampoo, conditioner, hand lotion, shower cap. And what you do is you just price your item the same price as retail, and then you just figure out how to get a slight deal. You don't have to go straight wholesale, straight to the manufacturer distributor. You can just go to Walmart and combine common things and make a bundle that works. Probably won't work very long, but you'll learn, okay, how am I going to get this to work? And if you can utilize paid traffic, like here's another model that I saw work really well. Underwear. So guys don't really change their underwear ever. This is like a pretty common trend. So if you market to wives and say, here is a 3 to 5 pack of new t-shirts and underwear, that works. Throw out the stuff that he's been wearing since he met you, replace it with this stuff, and that's converting. So guys, this is cool. I like that. Right now I'm starting to kind of have a distaste in my mouth for the do what you're passionate about thing. I'm like, do what helps businesses make money, and then you'll have enough money to do whatever you want for passion. Just my thoughts from really looking at products. Shout out to Shazad in the chat that because he does this. He spends all of his time in Terapeak figuring out what sells and then sells that. He's not selling what makes him passionate, which is like, um, custom bamboo necklaces. Those may not sell well. Jack, people have some questions for you. What are some alternatives for Terapeak? I like Zik Analytics, but
Yeah, Zik's the one that I would recommend. There's also others like Chili Hunter is it's more for sniping though, to like identify other drop shippers and then get their listings. I think you could use it as like a regular physical eBay seller. So if you're listening to this and you don't recognize that terminology, sniping is when you find other sellers and you literally just look at the stuff that they're selling and then you use that information to decide what you're going to sell. And in the drop shipping world, this is like one of the most common practices that like actual profitable drop shippers use. It's pretty cutthroat, to be honest. But Terapeak and Zik Analytics, these are good tools. Zik's actually, they're trying to remake a new piece of software. So the way Zik Analytics work is it's analytical information about like eBay sellers, and also from like a drop shipping perspective, it'll show you some information on if they get their product from Amazon or somewhere else. But what they're working on right now is a new piece of software that's the same concept. It's a product research tool, but instead of looking at other eBay sellers, you're looking at wholesalers and like places that you can acquire items to then physically resell them. So they are actually making a tool specifically for physical resellers who do wholesale right now. It's not finished. Nahar is looking for an influencer to help him market it, but it's not out yet as far as I know, but it will be. So we'll let you guys know when it is.
Jack, what are you working on?
Right now? So I actually started these, it was just like an experimental video where I did a bunch of little cards and drawings and then kind of like PowerPoint frames. And I was just flipping through them. And that was like the video, my face wasn't in it. And that was fun just because I don't normally put that much like thought and effort into the structure of my videos. But at the same time, that's an example of something that I enjoy and I'm passionate about, but there's no reason to like earn any money from it because it was just about like self-improvement and how to fix your life and your problems. And most people don't want to pay for that information, unfortunately. So today what I'm working on is more information on the Spanish content website. So I'm doing a lecture and I don't actually know Spanish. So in order for me to make content where I sound like I'm fluent, I have to record a video in English. I have to write a transcript for it in Spanish. I have to practice it like 3 times, and then I have to record it like 4 times and pick the best one. So it's really time consuming compared to just making content, but it's something that could lead to a lot of money in the future. So it's important to do.
Barlight is saying, has anyone implemented YouTube videos in their eBay listings? What do you think, Jack? Do people use YouTube videos to drive traffic for their store? I know of some examples, but I want to hear what you think.
So as far as I know, that's much more common when you're selling a product that you actually like made. Then it's really common for you to have a video showing like how to use the product. And then maybe you have an eBay account and you're also selling your item on your eBay account. And then you have those videos. That's when I've seen it more often. Obviously you can make ads, but like you said, Chris, if you're making ads for an item that's one off, it essentially has to be like $1,000 for it to be worth it. Because anytime it can only sell once, like if you're talking about $100 item, it's just not worth all the extra money and effort to get that sale because you're not getting too much profit. Whereas if it's replenishable, that traffic keeps growing the listing, so it makes sense. Or if the item itself is really expensive, like $1,000.
So I'll add to that. That example of you make it is the one that I was thinking of, because I saw somebody sell 10,000 mouse traps on eBay, and they made the mouse trap. So right, they made a video talking about the mouse trap and linked it to their eBay store, which is really smart because you get the eBay partner network gives you 50% off the fee. So what he did was he linked his mousetrap as the first link. Then after that, he had every other popular mousetrap. So I'm sure that converted really well. He's like, well, my mousetrap's really good in this application, but you know, if you have hundreds of mice, my mousetrap doesn't work. You need to get this other one that's much better. And actually, so this is what I mean by he probably made more money solving the problem for businesses that are not buying his product. They're buying the other one. That's, whatever. So I can definitely see YouTube videos driving traffic in the future, because I really don't care what Amazon's promoted listing is. The PPC, I know that that's fake. So I'm trying to not use that to influence my decision. I'd much rather Jack tell me, because you need to start drinking this turmeric juice, and then I would just go get it. You know what I mean? I want the referral. Let's see. Has anyone a video of before or after? Yeah, that's a great thing. You can do that. You can link a YouTube video. You can be let me think here. I've never thought of using eBay as a traffic source for YouTube, but if you did it right and you picked a really profitable niche, people might go to YouTube from your eBay listing. You can also monetize from AdSense. That would work in a really viral category. I think with Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson selling 1 million units of makeup, I think everyone started to realize how powerful influencer marketing is. Because this is what I mean by paid traffic. You come up with something, you could just pay one of those celebrities to talk about it. This is the name of the game. This is what got me in trouble when I said that in my Poshmark closet, I was trying to represent myself as a certain type of person, and that was racist and sexist. But that's what advertising is. Like, if you're trying to sell somebody a hair product, why would you use someone with bad hair? That's hairist. You know what I mean? But you're picking somebody that would be the ideal person for your product. So, like, Jack, people were mentioning your Rapunzel hair earlier in the chat. Another thing that's important is like I was trying to buy a brush for Jack when he visited me, and it's very hard. There's actually a lot of different types of hair. There's different thicknesses of hair. Male and female brushes are marketed differently. I mean, it is not easy to start a comb or a brush.
I also asked for a very specific. So like I asked for a specific kind of brush, and then they like couldn't find it.
Yeah, it was really hard. So Frank Martinez works on Porsches, and customers use YouTube to see their car problem. That's a fantastic niche. I think I made a video when I worked for Lexus on how to change the battery on your remote when it runs out of battery. And it's on my company's YouTube channel, and it's like 30,000 views. 30,000 people had that problem.
That's just with the little CR32 coin batteries.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, but people didn't know how to open the key. So they're like, how do I get the battery out? And which battery is it? So like that 30,000 people had that issue. So, you can move towards an evergreen thing. And especially if you sell car parts, like Porsche keys are very common. Like they keep the same type of key for many years. It's not like they change the key every single time they have a different car. That's not efficient. So, also those keys are like between $200 and $700. I think the guy that there's a guy on YouTube that rebuilds Teslas, and he paid like $1,600 for a key. Because the keys are unique to the car. He bought a totaled Tesla, and there's no way to get a key because Tesla wouldn't issue a key to a totaled car. So he called the owner, and the owner's like, $1,600. Sorry, if you want the key, $1,600. Otherwise, I'll just keep it.
So he had to track that owner down, right?
He had to track the owner down, yeah. which is like I mean, it's shady in a sense that insurance companies are not supposed to tell you who the previous car was owned, but he found it through the registration was still in the car. So wrote the person the letter and was like, I really need the key. And then that car is also blacklisted. It's not allowed on the Tesla network because they don't for safety reasons, they don't want totaled cars on their system.
So he's doing it just for the heck of it, like just to, like installing Mac OS on a Windows computer just because,
Yeah.
just so you say you did it.
And also your Tesla works through the app. So he needed to register it to get, I don't know how he registered it, but that channel has a lot of views because a lot of people want to know how to get a Tesla for 20 grand. You know, he has $100,000 car that he bought for a couple grand because it was totaled and then rebuilt it. That's really cool. So I can see why a lot of people would want that. But then again, he probably makes a fortune off of linking popular products that people need, like probably something as simple as like headlight remover, stuff like that. So I think a lot of people, I see the opposite trend when people are looking to resell. I'm gonna mute you, Jack, because people are noticing the little bells in the background. People, instead of looking for what's popular, they sell what they find, which is okay. It's just not gonna have that kind of viral nature. You're gonna be making money slowly. If you, and it's also making me realize that most money is made quickly. It just takes a lot of time to get to that point where you make money quickly. I think that's a realization that I'm noticing. You know, if you want to get rich quick, that's kind of the only way to do it. Getting rich slowly, nobody wants to do that. That's why nobody copies Warren Buffett. That's why Warren Buffett doesn't have the biggest YouTube channel. Save money for 30 years and be frugal is not that popular, surprisingly. Let's see. Michelle, a state of order, says, if you are selling clothing, you could do a 10-second video of a 360 view. That's true. Again, she is right. It is worth it when the item is expensive, but certainly not on a pair of jeans. Like a normal pair of jeans that's going to sell for between $14 and $40. You wouldn't make a custom 360 view video. That's too much work. Bonafide Hustler mentions old tubes, the music amps. Yep, those are still in demand. Oh wait, never mind, Jack. I'm muting you because people like the bells. Oh, Barlight Broker says getting rich quick is dumb because you usually blow the money quick. That's true. But the people who spend 18 months, the kid that launched the handle on the water bottle, I don't think he blew the money quick because it's really hard to do that. You got to start over and do it over again. He knows how hard that money was to make. But again, that's also that's not a that wasn't quick money. It was
You also weren't saying that like the money is made quickly. You were saying that there's a stage of preparation that takes a long time, and then you activate it, and then when you start making the money, you make it quickly. But that, I mean, that's different than, because people were taking that as like, oh, you win the lottery, you win money quickly. But that's a different route of acquiring money. You know, if you actually did that time-consuming year or two of planning, you probably aren't going to just waste all that money as soon as you get it. You know, it's different mentality than if you just win the lottery or something.
Exactly. Yeah. That preparation stage is crazy. Also, guys, you guys could Google, there's a gentleman that made $50,000 just reselling Canada Goose. So you can just take a really popular product and make a small margin on it. So nobody wants to go to the store and buy a $300 jacket and resell for $400, right? Because they're like, oh, that's a lot of investment. But think about it. If you spent $300 and came home, sold it for $400, and now you have $330, and it only takes 1 day for it to sell because it's so popular, in 10 days, you now are investing zero money because you just, versus if you buy $301 items and they never sell, that's not cheap either.
That's something that I regret a bit back from my like physical reselling days, is that like I was spoiled because when I started physically reselling on eBay, I was only selling Nintendo 64 games, and I would post one, it would sell within 12 to 24 hours. It was awesome. Like it was really fun. And I wasn't earning a whole lot of money from it, but I was earning some money. And then later on in my like physical reselling career, I was just selling everything I could possibly find and anything anybody would give me. So I was trying to sell like dental equipment and like lasers and random crazy stuff. But really, when I had the most fun and it was when it was the most effective system was when I was selling specific products of a niche that sold regularly, because I didn't have to worry about like holding large amounts of inventory. I knew if I can get it for this, I can sell it for this immediately. And it was so much more interesting back when I did that. Eventually, I transitioned to a point where I had a lot of inventory, but not much of it was selling. And even though I was earning more money, I wasn't enjoying it as much. And I ultimately stopped because of that. Well, I stopped because I started drop shipping and lost my top rated seller status and all that. But it was quite interesting how in the beginning, selling those Nintendo products, them selling quickly, it allowed me to build more momentum and really enjoy the process. And I think heading that direction, if I had stayed in a physical like eBay store, and if I was going to sell physically on eBay now, I would focus specifically on things that sell quickly, not things that are necessarily super profitable, just because that act of being able to turn it around really fast, that helps you grow a lot.
Yeah, that quick turn on your money is so much cheaper than things not selling. Plus, you only list them one time. This Canada Goose person was spending all their time looking for it. They already knew that it was going to sell X amount of money, so they went and got it. Shazad says that finding the item that sells fast is only half the battle. I would say it's probably a quarter of the battle because then you need to go get it. That's hard. And most people don't even do the first part of, you know, how they say, you know, you're digging and you're 3 feet from gold and you give up. Um, that's the case with reselling. You know, people dig for 5 minutes, and then it's like they're 3 feet from gold, but that 3 feet is going to take like a month. You know, you really need to. It's like that last part is also, it also takes more time. Would you? Oh, that's a good question, Jack. Would you rather sell on Amazon than eBay because of those fast sales?
If Amazon was a world where you could just make an Amazon account and just post an item and sell it like easily, then yeah. But there's a bit more like barrier to entry and cash flow. Amazon selling on Amazon isn't as convenient as selling on eBay, but it definitely is more lucrative. Like there's just way more traffic. So
Um, yeah, see, Frank is talking about restoring surfboards and selling them for a high dollar amount. That's awesome. And remember, when you are, I think when you do passion projects, it needs to be really expensive. If you look at successful artists, their stuff's not $20, it's like $2,000 because it takes them months to make it. So they need to have, if you're, you know, you are trying to monetize your YouTube channel and your merch is $25 and you make $3 from the sale, you have to be like A-list celebrity to make any money. You have to be huge. But if your t-shirts are 20 grand, then you only need an audience of 1,000 people that really love you. It's very different. You know, it's like Jack, let me give you guys an example of how this works. There is here's a niche. What's in the box YouTube video? It's actually the top niche. I didn't know that. What's in the box is the most common thing on YouTube. This is why people do haul videos, those storage auctions, treasure hunting, dumpster diving. The hottest niche is what's in the box. I didn't know there was even a term for that. So I talked to a gentleman that started YouTube 1 year ago, and he made a what's in the box video every day, posted it at 2:30 or whatever, posted it at the same time every day in the morning or something. Did the same thing for an entire year, and made six figures his first year on YouTube. um, Zero passion for what's in the box, doesn't care, could care less. But he's like, what does the what in the box person want? And the what in the box person wants some drama. They want the build up. They want a story. Where did you find it? What's in it? What's it worth? Did you flip it? And then I was looking at Garage Flip's YouTube channel. He's a reseller channel. He says that he sells 80% of his stuff to his YouTube channel. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize this. All the people watching this channel right now would love to support. If you have a cool item that you found somewhere, especially Americana, they'll buy it. Like um I got something from a subscriber. It even works the other direction. It's just a Marine, U.S. Marine pocket knife. I'm just thinking, and I was like, that's cool. I want it. So imagine if you have 40,000 or whatever many people watching you. Um, but the thing is, he's not passionate about what's in the box, but he delivered a really good product to people. And I watched some of the videos, and it's like, you wouldn't believe it. In this episode, cut. Right, you have to wait a little bit longer, and he's like, this is where I am finding the product, cut. You have to watch the whole thing to figure out what's in the stupid box. And then just, it's really good. So it solves that problem of curiosity. General question, what do you think eBay should do to drive more buyers? Yes, what eBay needs to do, in my opinion, is collaborate with celebrities. They need to stop doing the traditional marketing, because I think everybody knows at this point that there's stuff on eBay is a good deal. Like, they did that stupid marketing campaign. Did you check eBay? Um, Assuming that you checked somewhere else first. That's what that advertisement says to me. So they need to do influencer marketing. They need to pay The Rock to open an eBay store. I feel like that would be the biggest sales day on eBay if The Rock just opened a store and just sold like 20 things from movie memorabilia for charity. eBay would trend so hard because you can't do that on Amazon. It doesn't work. You can't sell movie memorabilia on Amazon. Why not focus on what makes you unique? If they did that, it would cost only a few $1 million. It costs like $20 million to change the logo. What is that for? That doesn't make people like eBay. I actually like the old logo more. The rainbow one is cool. Or if Kevin Hart was like, if Kevin Hart and The Rock made an eBay store and they hired two attractive people of either gender to walk around their houses and find stuff to sell, that would trend #1 on YouTube. That's cool. You know what I mean? Why are they not doing that? And I even told them, like, hey, um, you don't even have to pay me a finder's fee, which you should, because you can afford it. Have somebody in marketing make this so that we can all make money from eBay. But they don't do that. Yeah, the big advantage over the game is that you can sell any item in any condition on eBay to a certain degree. You can't sell unlimited amounts of it, but you can sell some of it before the brand starts wondering where you got it. I was talking to an eBay person, and they said that their kid was like 10 years old, and he asked, "Oh, your dad works at eBay. Do you shop on eBay?" And this is what the kid said: "When I'm looking for fakes." And I'm like, wow, you guys totally failed. Your kid works for eBay. They don't know that there's authentic items on the website. Are you serious? No, here's the thing, Barlight. They know these things. They just don't execute it. They only execute the traditional stuff. eBay is not stupid. They're like one of the largest companies in the world. They're the second largest e-commerce platform. They're just really conservative. That's all. That's all. It's like, that you should probably eat healthy and sleep a lot. You don't. It's easier to not. Poshmark has celebrity pop-up closets. Yeah, Poshmark is really good at it. But Poshmark, 1/3 of their workforce does this. At eBay has like more than 10,000 employees. There's like 2 people who work on marketing. No, I mean, not 2 people. 2 people who are in charge of the social media part. I'm sure they have a huge. Actually, that's not true. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure eBay just uses an outside marketing agency. They don't do their own marketing. That would explain why their marketing is like, let's change the logo. That seems totally like would kill it for sales, because that's something you can change. You can charge a lot for. People want things quickly, not 10 days later. Yes, that would work too. If eBay put guaranteed handling, the thing is, when people are shipping your items and not robots, I don't think you can compete with Amazon. So they need to say, Jack usually ships within 1 day. That would help. Or Jack ships in 1.6 days. As another human being on Earth, I respect that. I don't know why they don't add that. Um, oh, the first largest is Amazon. Amazon's the largest company. It's um the promoted listings are supposed, yeah, here we go. So Noah is saying that the promoted listings on eBay are supposed to help you advertise your sales. They're supposed to, and the number one complaint from larger sellers is, how much does the promoted listings help me? Right? You want my money? What does it do? And there's no obvious answer. That's why it seems like a fee grab, because it's like, if you pay more, I'll give you greater visibility, but I won't make it easy for you to understand how much visibility. And people are desperate and they're like, I really need more sales, so here's my money. And they're like, thanks. That's it. You don't know. You don't know if if it has better visibility or not. And then the whole ad block fiasco where if it doesn't show up on ad block, so they haven't integrated it properly, so people can skip that promoted listing.
Right, so if someone has an ad blocker enabled, a promoted listing will be considered an ad by the ad blocker and it won't show
Yeah,
up.
it won't show up.
That's amazing. I've always thought promoted listings, it's so easy. Like maybe in the very beginning, eBay really wanted to help the sellers with promoted listings, but the way promoted listings are designed, it's like when you have somebody in power and they can make their own rules. Like
Yeah.
maybe in the beginning they're good, but inevitably they eventually become corrupt, right? And with promoted listings, it's perfect for that because you don't know if you were going to get that sale or not. So like even when you see that promoted listings led to a sale, it literally could be that they were looking for the item and they just saw your ad for the item before they saw your actual listing. Like that's completely possible, and it still shows you as if you're getting that promoted listing sale when really the sale was going to happen regardless, you know. So it's really tricky because like you're saying, you can't see all the information. You can't, you just say, okay, I'm going to pay you like maybe 1%, maybe 6 or 7%, maybe I'm going to double how much I'm paying you, eBay, and you're just showing me whether an item sold or not. I don't know like any of the data about how these listings are showing up. How are you proving to me that this is actually worth paying you double? None of that's there, you know. It's messy.
Yeah. No, this is the key. Like the reason is, okay, promoted listings does work. You just don't know how much it works. You don't know the value of your money. So it's like, I look at it like a flea market. When you pay promoted listings, they put your booth at the front of the flea market, right? So you know how much, you kind of know how much you pay, but most people blanket, like they blanket promote all their listings, right? So it's kind of like paying an extra store fee. I see it more of a store fee than a final value fee, because most people do the whole store. Then they put your booth at the front of the flea market. And so you're not necessarily getting more traffic, but maybe people will see you first. That's how I look at it, which does convert. That does convert into, but I'm just thinking like, somebody's looking for a specific thing. They still look through all the other options. That's me. I'm never like, first option, done. I don't know who does that. Like, who is so rich that they don't need to look at the other things available for sale? Yes, Noah's saying Amazon has the best sale rank. eBay, believe it or not, does have sales rank. If you go into Terapeak, it'll tell you like what item, but it's not like Amazon's best sale rank.
So on eBay, it's hidden a little bit. You have to use a tool to see that number, whereas on Amazon, it's just
It's right
there
there.
on every item.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Chad, Chad's saying if it's a competitive category, then maybe, but not if you're a unique item. Again, that just goes through the flea market example. If you're there looking for one thing, for me, when I go to a flea market, I don't buy the first one I see. That doesn't make sense. I go and I consider eBay sort of an online flea market or garage sale. When I get there, I look through everything and then go back and buy that one. Unless it's like unique, then maybe if it's unique, I'll buy it because I know there's no other one in the market. Ooh, this is sweet. Shazada saying best match position 1, 3, 5, 7, and 13 are reserved for promoted listings. Wow. That's heavy. That's a lot of advertising. And you guys are saying, like, why can't eBay make a simple change? They can if they want to. If you look at the eBay listing flow on mobile, at the end, it asks, do you want to promote it? That's new. That wasn't there before when I started selling on eBay, which is only a few years ago, full time. They made that change magically pretty quick, right? So they can prioritize things and push them out. I think it's really weird that people think eBay is dumb. eBay is not dumb. They're just conservative and they don't do the hard things. Like they're essentially the same website. Like if I were to describe ebay.com, Windows 95 is what it looks like to me. It's like the original internet is what it looks like. It's not modern. It's not a fun. Either is Amazon though. Amazon's not fun to shop on. It just delivers what you need. eBay is going to be the blockbuster of the online world. I wonder, Jack, this is interesting. The way that there's a new board member because somebody bought their way in the eBay control and they treat marketplace like a division that could be sold to somebody.
Like eBay Marketplace?
Yeah, eBay Marketplace. I'm like, you're just going to nonchalantly treat the second largest marketplace like a thing that can just be sold, but apparently it can. So a company could come in and like Walmart could come in and buy it. I didn't realize it was. That's why I don't know if it's going to be the blockbuster of the online world. I'm sorry. The reason why I use that analogy is maybe right now eBay is underpriced. Maybe somebody can come in, buy it, and then make it what we think it should do, which is make it the most viral website to shop on. I guarantee, like if Donald Trump opened an eBay store, oh my God, it would be so ridiculous. Everyone would.
Man.
If Donald Trump was like, I'm gonna sell, he wouldn't even have to take corrupt, deals. He could just straight up. I'm not saying that he does, but I'm just saying if Donald Trump opened an eBay store and he sold like his hunting equipment or his golf clubs, oh my God. He could buy another hotel.
That's something I thought of in the past is with how do you use okay, so typically when you have eBay resellers, we don't usually really use auctions too much because you don't get as much money for it. Like that almost universally, if you sell things at auction, they have to have really high demand to get more money than you would for the buy it now, right? So the situations where you find auctions selling for more than like buy it now prices are when there's some kind of outside of eBay interest in that particular listing. So, because what you want as a seller who's having auctions is to have like bidding wars on your auctions where people are so engaged in the auction that they lose track of the actual value of the item and they just want to win it and they want to win against their competition. So they'll bid higher than the value of the item. But that pretty much only happens when you have outside traffic for whatever reason going to that auction. If you just have organic eBay traffic, the chance of that happening is really unlikely. But in that case, for example, if Donald Trump were to auction off his golf clubs, they would certainly sell for more value than the regular golf club price, simply because there's so many people and they want to win Donald Trump's golf clubs, But that's an interesting concept because earlier we were talking about like how you could use YouTube to bring like advertise your products. And that may be something to think about, how could you use YouTube to get people to have fun in an auction, but end up paying more for what actually they could just buy somewhere else, you know?
I have a really good idea that if somebody there's only 134 people watching, but which should smash the like button. But a really good idea is you know how I'm talking about really big ideas usually do better than small ideas. So, for example, the largest YouTuber right now is Mr. Beast. He made a video trying to donate 20 million trees to some type of foundation, and every single YouTuber is helping him reach that goal because that's really hard. In order to actually do that, you would need like the global YouTube community to help you. So if, for example, there was some kind of hurricane situation, or you had a really good cause like that, like a lot of people, a lot of Americans were hurting for some obvious reason, you could get like every single celebrity to give you an item that's 100% charity to that thing. And that would if all of them went on Instagram and were like, I'm selling my if a celebrity said, I'm selling my wardrobe for charity, go on. I mean, this would blow up. eBay's not doing any of this type of marketing. Yeah, exactly, Chad. eBay is not dying. They're just not innovative.
Well, it is. If you look at the traffic that eBay gets historically, like it reached its peak like 8 years ago, 10 years ago. Like eBay used to be a bigger website than Amazon. And the reason people say eBay's dying is because it hasn't like it had like kind of explosive growth. It became one of the top 10 most visited websites ever in a period of time, like comparable to Google, right? But then that growth tapered off a lot. And if you actually go to Google Trends and you look at the difference between Amazon and eBay, you show them side by side and change the filter so that it shows from the very beginning of time.
I
You
think
can
you guys
actually
can see, right? This is the last 5 years for eBay traffic. It's been declining.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you compare it, so if you add a search term for Amazon and then change the past 5 years to all of time, or since the beginning, I think, which is like 12 years ago for Google. Yeah, 2004 to present.
Wow, look at that, guys.
That's why people say eBay is dying. It is a
Yeah.
big website, but it's not performing as well as it used to, and it is declining. It is actually at its one of its lower points.
Yeah, look at it. It's lower than 2004. Holy crap, that's insane. So they were like tied in 2012. Look what happened. Freaking nuts. It's crazy.
And you can see how much more Amazon capitalizes on the fourth quarter compared to eBay. Oh, Amazon literally has a huge spike every single fourth quarter, wow, whereas eBay just has like a little spike.
Not even. It's like, wow. Look at these fourth quarter spikes. Wow. And yeah, it's funny because when you look at the not funny but kind of sad, the dang, I lost my train of thought. Guys, even though eBay is declining, it's still number 2. It shouldn't be discouraging. It's still a huge website. It's the second biggest. It shouldn't be discouraging. It's scary that they're still number 2. I think that's just the power of being first to market, as Pete pointed out. Yeah, of course. Guys, Google Trends tracks every single thing on earth. So go to Google Trends, you can type in stuff. It's also important to understand that eBay started, like Google Trends started collecting data in 2004. At least that's when you can search for it. But eBay started like a decade before that, right? Or when did eBay start? It was in 1990 something. 95, yeah. Gotcha. I recently saw a video that shows, it's a time-lapse video, and it shows all of the most popular websites starting in like 1990. So it's all like Yahoo, AOL, all these things. And then it just shows like every second is like a month passing or something like that. So over like
20 seconds, you have like a year. And it's really cool seeing how like eBay joined into the rankings and then seeing all the other websites as well. It really gives you a good picture of what the internet's looked like over the past 20 years. And it's just like a 6-minute video or something. I'll share it.
Okay. Guys, Poshmark sells more. I'm sorry, eBay sells more than Poshmark in one day than they do all year. It's not when I like 2 years ago, I asked the CEO about Poshmark. He's like, they're not even on my like. They're zero of my attention goes towards Poshmark. They're not even a competitor. They don't do anything. They don't do any volume. They don't. When you look at eBay literally, there's individual Amazon sellers that sell more than Poshmark combined. The 7 million little people, I call them little people because they are, compared to the Amazon sellers, the 7 million sellers sold less than the top 10 Amazon sellers individually. Like we're talking about like literally people selling stuff out of their closet versus people who have a 100,000 square foot warehouse. Yeah, it's very different. No, Alejandro, I disagree. I don't think this is a good time to start your own website. If you're really talented, marketer maybe. For a normal person, no way. I would say that is horrible advice for 99% of people. Do not start your own website. You're going to pay way more than 10% final value fee to get it off the ground. I don't agree with that. Don't listen to that. Unsubscribe if you do that. This is a horrible way to do it when you're just getting started.
Is that from like a physical reselling perspective?
Oh, let me get go ahead. Sorry.
Is that what context is that don't do a website thing from? Because as like a course creator, I feel like you're definitely it's in your best interest to make your own website and try and sell your courses that way versus selling on another platform. But from like a physical resale perspective, well, yeah, making your own website to try and compete with eBay is ridiculous. You know, that's
even
not
as a basic course creator, I don't think if you're a medium course creator, you can make your own website. But like if you want to just get started with an ebook or one-page PDF, I would sell it on eBay. Don't waste money creating a website or subscribing to something. Just have it for sale somewhere, and
until you've gotten some experience
until you
with
get some
it and you know what
experience.
you're doing. Okay, gotcha. Hey, Bill.
Your own website would be a huge investment for physical products. Yeah, it is. It's not easy, guys. BHFO is the largest eBay seller, or one of them. They do less than 5% sales on their own website, and they have unlimited money, right? You'd think they have unlimited money, an incredible website, they still do less than 5% because people don't know how to get to their website. They don't have any traffic to it. eBay has millions of unique visitors every single day. That should be like really encouraging. This shouldn't be a poo-poo type of call. Millions of unique people visit eBay every single day. That should get you excited. What's up, reseller down under? Yeah, marketing would bankrupts most businesses as they're trying to get off the ground. You need that money. Jack, if it didn't
I can't share a link.
Oh yeah, put it in the chat and I'll share it. Sustainable frugal living, tried ClickBank and failed. It's not that easy. Yeah, Chad, this is a good point. It's kind of a good point. Chad is saying we shouldn't compare Amazon to anything else because it's crazy. It's true. You can still compare it. It just doesn't act like anybody else. It's competing to win. When Amazon wants to try something new, people are like, okay, I'll try it. When eBay tries something new, they're like, you don't even know how to do what you're supposed to do. So please don't do StubHub. don't do classifieds, sell PayPal. You're not capable of doing more than one thing at a time. But Amazon's like, we're going to make a cell phone. And people are like, okay. I mean, and it failed like in a week. Bill, do you have a thought? Maybe not. Oh,
I do.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just saying that it's just takes so much money to drive traffic.
Yes. Yes.
What is that?
Sorry.
Bill's at an auction.
Oh, okay. It seems to me that there's not a combination of keywords that are powerful enough to elevate your own website above the din of 1 billion other websites. Unless there's magical keywords, you got to spend a ton of money to drive traffic. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Sure. My impression is, because I want to do my own website, but
Yep.
the thing is that there's not a magical combination of keywords strong enough to offset the huge investment you have to pay to drive traffic to your website.
Yeah, wine used to be like Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this. He was paying like 2 pennies for the word wine, and now it's like $2 for one click. Like that's really expensive because how many people? If you get 10 clicks, that's $20. You're gonna make $20 profit from 10 people visiting your wine website? Probably not. That's insane. That's really hard. It's cheaper to like give it to, a Desperate Housewives star that's like, I drink 4 liters of this a week. That would convert better than trying to do Google AdWords. It's so hard. And then because she could just say, get Bill's wine on his eBay store. Done. You're paying eBay 10%, but they handle everything. But if you had to make your own website, that's already thousands of dollars to make your website.
Well, you either got to pay influencers or buy a Super Bowl ad, like
Yeah,
Hot
exactly.
Jobs did, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It depends what you're trying to do with your website. 'Cause it's important to keep in mind that like, there are ways to make a website and earn money and only have like 1,000 visitors. It really depends like what you're doing. Cause say that you pay for 10,000 visitors. If those 10,000 visitors are not relevant at all to what your website is, then you're going to pay all that and get nothing. Say that you pay for 20 visitors, but those 20 people are completely relevant to exactly what you're doing, then you can get results out of it. So it's really not as simple as just being like, oh, there's a website and you can pay for traffic to it. Like what a website is can be so different. Like you can have a website that is porn. You can have a website that is religious advice. You could have a website that is like a course, or you could have a website where you buy stuff. Like to say the word website is very, very, very general, incredibly general. You can't really talk about marketing for a website unless you talk about what exactly the website is. Then you can start to comprehend like how you might go about marketing it successfully.
Okay, so let's say that one of us wanted to sell car parts, and Honda, the Honda Accord might be the best-selling car in the country. So is it possible to have a website that had Honda Accord parts for sale? Would that alone be enough to drive people to the website when they were Googling parts to buy for their Honda Accord?
The creation of the website alone, probably not. Especially like it takes time for keywords to show up in search results. So just because you have a website and keywords are on that website doesn't mean it's going to immediately show up in search results. It takes up to like 6 months for everything to really get indexed properly and be accessible. But so say that all you did was create that website with car parts, realistically, it probably wouldn't get too much traffic. But say that you also had a virtual assistant who was posting in all of the car part forums saying that you can buy these, you're not paying for that traffic, but then suddenly you will get more traffic, not because you can't only rely on like people finding your website. You have to also do something to build as many possible doors. Your website is basically a building, and your marketing and you sharing existence of your website is creating doorways for people to get into your building. If you just have a website, you have a building with no doors. Nobody can get into it. You have to market it. You have to talk about it. You have to build as many doors as possible so that people can get into it. Because even if you have a ton of customers, if you don't have a way for them to get into your website and know it's there, know it exists, you could literally have them, your whole building could be surrounded by customers, but none of them can get in. That's like kind of how the internet works. You really have to like make a lot of these metaphorical doors as possible. And you don't always have to pay for them. Like, it's important to understand that marketing, it's easy to waste loads of money on marketing, but there is free marketing. There are ways to get marketing for free. It's just usually much more tedious, but hiring virtual assistants is a good way to get into that, because you're paying for the virtual assistant, but then you're having them do the tedious, like forum posting, blog posting, looking at all the other relevant websites, trying to make as many connections to yours as possible. That's just another strategy people use.
Another strategy to get started with no money is when Prince was just getting started, he didn't have any capital and he was just at home by himself, and he bought a piece of crap BMW, like for a couple grand. That's what every teenager wants, and it didn't work, so he had to fix it. And he saved like all his money to buy parts and then his car would break another 2 weeks later. But what he was doing is he would go into the forum and be like, "Is anybody else having this problem?" And loads of people would be like, "Oh yeah, all of us have that problem." And he'd be like, "Okay, let's go in a group buy on whatever. Do you guys mind if I use an affiliate link for that product? And then we'll do a group buy and see if we can get the seller to give us a better deal. We'll buy 10 of these instead of one." And he was generating affiliate income like that. At a certain point, he actually made $1,000 in one day in affiliate income for helping people buy like 40 of something that was commonly breaking. So that takes work. You've got to go in there and find a unique selling proposition. But affiliate links, that's a good way to get started, because it's much easier to sell something that people already need than make your own. Maybe in the chat, you guys can let me know what you think would be more effective. I think if The Rock walked around his house and sold 10 things, it would be very viral. I think if The Rock said, "I bought this on eBay, #sponsored ad," it's a little bit cringy to me because he wouldn't normally do that. That's why I think it wouldn't work. But maybe if a celebrity bought something on eBay, cool, like I just got the statue for my front lawn. Where else could you get it? A statue of a wolf. You can get that on eBay.
Now, if he sold some of his Fast and Furious
Yeah.
stuff, that would be phenomenally viral.
It'd be ridiculous. I know. The Rock, the last time I checked, is $4 million per Instagram post. Very expensive to use The Rock to do anything. I saw like Ford Motor Company paid it, and it was like they were like worth it. It was enough of a boost to make it worth that much money. So I don't know. It's pretty expensive. If he walked around his set and say, because the thing is, he has to be transparent. If he went to his house and said, "I got that on eBay," he would have to say, "eBay paid me to say that." That's why I don't think it would work. I don't know though. Yeah, if The Rock had opened a YouTube channel and live streamed him finding something in his house to sell, it would literally have like 600,000 concurrent viewers. Everyone would be like, "What is it?" It's like the best "what's in the box" video ever. Oh, that would be crazy. What if that's really funny. If you do if sellers made a GoFundMe to pay a celebrity, that would be so funny. It's like, we're tired of eBay coming up with unique marketing strategies, so we're going to do it ourselves. Everybody,
I'm
it's
totally
like,
in.
that would be the funniest Rock commercial ever. He's like, the sellers on eBay were they were unsatisfied with the way eBay is marketing themselves, so they actually paid me to sell a few of my items on eBay. I think it's a good cause. And then he goes around and finds a couple of Fast and Furious things, a couple of things from WWE. He sold 10 things. It would raise a couple $1 million for charity. Worth it.
I gotta head out, guys. Ciao.
All right. Thanks, Jack. Everyone have a great day. I will see you guys later. Take care.